Good morning. So, yesterday we were talking about leadership, um, sending the right signals top down, and we started. I mentioned culture, and it's Peter Drucker that I think it was Peter Drucker that said that culture eats strategy for breakfast, meaning that you could have the best strategy in the world. But just like systems are dependent on people, just like computers are dependent on input, culture is determines whether or not a plan, a strategy, will succeed. And that's actually very much in your control because you get what you tolerate. Some would say you deserve what you tolerate. But the fact is if you tolerate incompetence, if you tolerate tardiness, if you tolerate lack of concern, then that's what you're going to get. But I'll go a step further. If you hire improperly for the culture that you want to build, you're not going to be able to build it because people have different backgrounds, experiences, different strengths. And if you hire improperly, you might get people that do not fit into your culture. And it starts with your core values. So, how do you figure that out in the hiring process? Because if you hire improperly, you're not going to be able to build the culture you want. First of all, you have to decide, what culture do I want? What do I want to build? You know, it's fine to want to build a house, but if you're going to build a house made of bricks and you hire somebody who's never built a house made of bricks before, you might have some problems. So decide what kind of house you're going to build. What are your core values? What's important? What are the things that you want to have done a certain way? So I'll go to my practice. So in our practice, we had some written core values. Now, they weren't the staff's core values. This is not a democracy. This is your practice. As much as you may want to think that your staff owns the practice, they don't. And if the pandemic taught us anything, it was that ultimately it's our practice, it's our financial future that's on the line. So you have to decide, what are your core values? Yesterday I gave the example of some, doctor basically, showing up a couple minutes late and going in to start working on a patient. Is timeliness a core value? Wasn't my practice. Timeliness was a core value. Integrity was a core value. Now, timeliness means if you're on time, you're late. So if a patient's appointment is at 8 o'clock, it means at 8 o'clock, they're seated in the operatory, and we're ready to go. So I defined each core value. Integrity. Doing the right thing, even when no one's looking. So, no, I am not going to change a date on an insurance form or anything else for that matter, despite the fact that patients may ask, because that's not consistent with our core values. And of course, over the years, I've had plenty of people ask. People ask crazy things. You know that. So, what are your core values? So, let's start with that. We'll discuss core values, and then we'll discuss how you hire for those core values. Then we can discuss the culture that you want to achieve. And hopefully, they'll put you on the right path towards a practice that is totally in sync with your goals, your ambitions, your desires, and your wants. That's what we all want, right? Have a great day.